Hey guys, welcome back to another week of What's for Dinner. If you're new here, hello and welcome. I am Taylor. I share these What's for Dinner videos every week to hopefully give you guys some meal ideas and some motivation to cook more for your family. As always, any recipes that I mention will be linked down below. If you haven't already, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button so that you can come back for my future videos. Now let's go ahead and get into this week's What's for Dinner. It is Friday, and tonight for dinner I'm going to make a smoked sausage Cajun Alfredo kind of thing. I've seen a couple recipes online for something similar to this, but I'm doing it a little bit different. So I have some smoked sausage. I'm going to cut that up and get it in my pan and kind of fry it up a little bit. And then I'm also going to add in some sun-dried tomato halves. I think I'm going to cut these up so that they're pretty small. And I'm going to cook those with the sausage. And then once all that's done, I'm going to add in some heavy whipping cream and Cajun seasoning and let that simmer and thicken up. And while all that's cooking, I'm going to boil some water and cook my 16 ounces of penne pasta. And then once all the sauce gets thickened up, I will add in some Parmesan cheese that I'm going to shred. And to go with this, I'm going to make some broccoli. I've got this pre-cut kind from Walmart. Just going to throw it in the air fryer with some salt and pepper, olive oil, and probably like some garlic powder. And I usually do that on like 375 for like 10-ish minutes till it's done. This Alfredo was so delicious. If you don't like a lot of spice, you don't have to add like the Cajun seasoning, but since we do like the spice, I added quite a bit of it and it was just perfect. It was spicy and creamy and delicious. It's Saturday, and tonight for dinner we're going to be doing a crock pot meal. So in here I have some frozen meatballs. I actually had only half of this bag of meatballs left. It's 3 pounds, and you could totally make this with more. It's just what I have left. And we like it super saucy, so you don't really need more sauce if you want to do the whole bag, but you totally could add more sauce if you want to. It's going to be 1 whole jar of grape jelly and 2 jars of chili sauce. I just used the Walmart one, and we're going to have this over mashed potatoes later, so that's why I like that extra sauce to kind of have for our mashed potatoes. But I'm just going to add everything to the crock pot and then cook this on low for like 4 hours. Okay, to go with our meatballs, I think I said I was making mashed potatoes. I made them in the Instant Pot. I believe I've shared how I make them before. I just cut them up, like kind of quarter them. If they're really big potatoes, then I cut them a little bit smaller. Put about a cup of liquid in the bottom of the Instant Pot and cook it for 10 minutes. And then I added in some milk, some melted butter, a little bit more salt, and garlic powder. So we have those. And then I made a can of corn, and that just has butter, salt, and pepper in them. And yeah, that is going to be dinner for Saturday. For Sunday night's dinner, I made a recipe called Pollo Bandido. I hope I'm saying that right. I think I got the recipe originally from Kristen Stepp, and it was like one of her favorite meals to get at a Mexican restaurant. And so I'm starting off by cooking my chicken. And for my chicken, I just season it with some adobo and some taco seasoning. And then I cook that in some oil in my cast iron pan. Okay, here are our plates. This is the Pollo Bandido. I originally saw this, I think, on Kristen's Step. It's basically just some chicken covered with cheese dip and refried beans and rice. And then I put some homemade salsa on mine. I did not record me making the salsa because I'd kind of just throw things together and it's not the same as I made it last time. Like I had some of those chipotles and adobo sauce left over from when I made the pork carnitas, and I threw that in there just because I had it. So it's just kind of a random salsa. It tastes good. And then I did not film me making the rice because we're trying this new rice for the first time. It has onion and peas and carrots in it. I just decided to kind of try to see what else is out there as far as Mexican rice in the Instant Pot. And so far this one looks promising. I tasted it. It might need a little bit more seasoning, but I like the texture of the rice. It's not too liquidy or too mushy. So it looks promising. And then we've just got some refried beans. I cut up the chicken for the kids. And then I didn't make my own cheese dip this time. I should have, but I was being lazy and ordered this. And this is mild, which has no spice at all. Like, why even put a pepper on there? There's not even peppers in it. And I forgot that I was out of jalapenos, so I couldn't add any to it. So it's like if you don't like spice at all, get that, because it's just cheese. And that's why I put salsa on top of my chicken, so I can have a little bit of a kick. And yeah, those are the kids' plates. And that's going to be dinner for Sunday. On Monday, my sister and her boyfriend came over and were helping us build our computer, and I told them that I would make them dinner. So they picked sloppy joes and homemade french fries. So I started off by cutting up a bunch of russet potatoes that I had washed, and I cut them up into like little shapes for fries, and I let them soak in a bowl of cold water for about 30 minutes before baking them. After soaking the fries for about 30 minutes, I went and dried them as well as I could. And then I divided these into two separate bowls because I wanted some to have some Cajun seasoning and some just to have seasoned salt. So I did that and seasoned them, put a little bit of oil and the seasoning on them, and put them on two separate pans so they weren't too crowded. And I baked these on 375 for 25 minutes. And then after the 25 minutes, I bumped up the heat to 425 and baked them for another 25 minutes. These french fries turned out really good. We all loved them. The Cajun ones were just spicy enough, not too spicy. I did Cajun and a little bit of salt so they could have some saltiness too. And if you've ever been to Five Guys, that's like what they reminded me of. They were really soft on the inside, but like slightly crispy on the outside, and they were great. For the Sloppy Joes, I of course made the Pioneer Woman recipe. It is so good. I don't think I'll ever make another Sloppy Joe recipe. I don't do the green peppers that she calls for, and usually I don't do the onion either, but I've been buying onions by the bag, so I had onion, so I decided to throw that in there. I will have the link down below if you want to try the Pioneer Woman recipe. It'll be down there for all the measurements and everything. I started off by cooking my ground beef in my cast iron skillet. Nobody come for me for making this tomato-based thing in my cast iron skillet. It is perfectly fine. I have never had any issues. My cast iron is well used and well seasoned, and it's not like I'm simmering spaghetti sauce in it for like 3 hours. It's perfectly fine to make some tomato products in your cast iron occasionally. And we just had our Sloppy Joes on top of these brioche buns from Aldi. They are so good. These are the ones with the sesame seeds, and we absolutely love them. And then I had some pickles and some cucumbers and stuff on the side if people wanted that as well. It is Tuesday, and tonight for dinner we are having sandwiches. I made some homemade like Subway style bread today. Me and Andy will be having like actual subs with lettuce and tomato and all that on it. So I will show you that when we make ours later. But for the kids, they just have mayonnaise and ham and cheese because they don't like all the vegetables and stuff on their sandwich. And then I cut up some watermelon, and they have some Doritos. So those are their plates. And I'm going to share the bread. I made it and recorded it today, and it should be in a video that's already up, a day in the life video, and sharing me making this bread. So I'll be back in just a minute to show you me and Andy's sandwiches. Okay, here is my sub. Mustard, salami, ham, pepperoni, cheddar cheese, lettuce, a little bit of that Aldi restaurant style dressing, instead of like oil and vinegar, and tomato and salt and pepper and mayo. And that is my dinner with some Cool Ranch Doritos. It is Wednesday, and tonight is spaghetti night, so we've just got that red sauce that I made a couple weeks back. It's the Binging with Babish recipe. This was my last jar of it. Some beef, and then I made some zucchini to go with it. Just a super simple family favorite. For Thursday night, we did salads, and we pretty much did this the way we usually do it. I cooked up some chicken in my cast iron. I seasoned it with some Creole seasoning and some badia, or actually, I think Kat said it's pronounced badia, which makes sense. I think it's badia seasoning. So I just seasoned up the chicken with that, cooked in my cast iron skillet. But the new thing that I did was tried to make my own dressing or vinaigrette. This recipe comes from Kate over at Naptime Kitchen on Instagram. She also has a blog, so I will link her blog down below with the recipe for this. And it's a bacon vinaigrette. So for that, I needed some bacon grease, some garlic, some maple syrup, some Dijon mustard, apple cider vinegar, and salt and pepper. And you basically just like whisk all that together over medium heat till it comes to a boil, and then you reduce it to a simmer. And it was super delicious. Highly recommend trying this bacon vinaigrette. It's like sweet and savory, and it was just very, very good. Okay, here are our salads. This one is mine. I've got lettuce, cheddar cheese, some tomatoes, chicken, and a little bit of bacon, cucumbers, and I believe that's it. Oh, I forgot to put some carrots on here. I'm going to put some carrots on here as well. And then you saw the dressing that I made. This is what's left. I highly doubt Andy's going to eat this, but I will reheat it up for him if he does. She says to heat it up when you eat it. So I'm going to put this in this old glass chili sauce bottle. I need to take the sticker off. But I'm going to put it in there, and she says it keeps in the fridge for about a week. So I will eat this like for lunches, like with leftover lettuce and stuff. And she says either to pop it in the microwave or just run it under some hot water to like warm it up. So that because you know your bacon grease is going to kind of solidify. So obviously you're going to want it hot. So there's that. We've got lots of chicken, so we can have chicken salads for lunch tomorrow. And that is mine. That is Elijah's. He has the Olive Garden dressing because I don't think he'll like this. And I did try it, and it is delicious. It's like a little sweet, a little savory. It's like slightly tangy from the vinegar. I really, really, really like it, and I definitely will make it again, even if it's just for myself. Made some hard-boiled eggs in the Instant Pot. Got lots of those. And then here's Lily's plate, a deconstructed salad, of course, because she hates lettuce. So that is going to be dinner for Thursday. And that is going to be it for this week's What's for Dinner. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below if you plan on trying any of these recipes. And if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!